I have on my list.
All right, why don't I do an intro and you can sit there and.
I have Heroes of the Storm, TESO. That's about it.
All right, sweet. Well, I will just start and pass it around. And why don't you start with Heroes of the Storm? Because it sounds like you have things to say.
Oh man, things. So many
Capital
things.
T things. All right, I'm going to do an intro. Hello and welcome to CAD Context, episode 51 for Wednesday, May 4th, 2014. This is the first episode of year 3 of our podcast, which is awesome. My name is Liore, and today we're just doing a What Have We Been Playing Lately, people? Episode. Strangely enough, all three of us have been playing a lot of games lately, which is slightly unlike usual, at least for me. So we may as well talk about them. With me today, as usual, are my co-hosts Arolaide and Ellyndrial. Arolaide, how was your weekend?
Awesome, except for the teething baby, which is never fun.
Ooh, yeah.
Otherwise, great.
But aside from that,
Get a lot of vampire killing in at 3 o'clock in the morning.
ooh,
Nice.
yeah, that's rough. How about you, Ellie? How's your weekend going?
Pretty good. I had visitors this weekend, so no games in the last couple of days, except for today.
Nice.
Yeah, it's good to see people.
Sounds like you just need more co-op games if you have visitors that
My
play games together.
my parents don't really play games so much.
All right, fair enough.
I do need more co-op games in my life, though. I feel like it's a part of gaming that I'm missing a lot, especially the like sitting on the couch playing consoles with the TV.
Yeah. When we talk about a certain game later, I have something to contribute as far as co-op gaming goes. But as I said earlier, we're going to talk about games that what we've been playing lately because it's a whole bunch of different diverse stuff. And first, I'm going to throw it over to Ellie, who has been playing Heroes of the Storm, which is the technical alpha Blizzard's new MOBA. And apparently, you have things to say.
I only have one real thing to say. Uh, I guess I can say a few other things. Yeah, I did. I got into it maybe Wednesday night, but I've, like I said, had house guests all week, so I haven't really had a chance to play until this afternoon. Um, at which point I booted it up and played for a couple of hours, and it's pretty fun. I'm pretty bad at MOBAs in general, I think, so um, I guess that is a thing that I need to learn. It definitely feels a lot like Hearthstone is for uh, card games, if that makes sense. So it's sort of the core gameplay and nothing else. It does not have the weapon shop that a lot of other games have. It does have lanes, sort of, and it does have jungling a little bit, and the maps are different size and heroes and stuff. Um, I'm just playing with the free rotation because I went into the cash shop and looked around, and heroes are literally $10 each, which is fucking insane for a game that only has like 20 possible heroes or something like that at the moment. And you get 5 or 6 or maybe 7 free eventually per week, which seems really stingy, especially in an early-ish technical alpha situation. There's not a lot of opportunity to check out the heroes as they play. The one thing they do have that's nice is the ability to test a hero before you buy it in a sort of single player arena area. I don't know if you guys have played it at all or seen it. So you can like say, oh, I want to check out this hero, and it's Lily, who they just put in, which is amazing. Chen's daughter, tiny panda.
Oh, I heard that Lily or whatever.
Yeah, and I didn't get to play with her yet because I haven't messed around with that. They also have a Fey Dragon, which is kind of cool that a lot of people seem to like. And I don't know, I just messed around as Uther and
Excuse me for a moment.
Leor's dying
The
over
wrong
there.
tube. Okay,
Oh
yes, carry
no.
on.
Anyway, I played around as Tyrael and Uther and Raynor and various things, and it was okay. But I struggle with a game like this, especially with the rotating cash shop, of available heroes, because it just seems like a good way to make you pay money just to be able to play well. Um, and to be able to play with your friends too, to some degree, because there's 6 heroes free each week. Games are 5-on-5, and each team can only have one of any given hero. So it makes it really hard if you have 5 people you want to play with, and you're all playing free or trying to play free. Then that sucks for you guys. I also, as part of the alpha email, there's this amazing line that says, and this is a direct quote from the email from Blizzard. It says, "Bear in mind that there will be a $325 USD cap on all purchases during technical alpha."
Oh my god!
$325. And that's capped. That's not like that's the most you can spend. That's like, we're not going to allow you to spend that during alpha. So that sucks.
Oh.
Why does that? I mean, why does that suck? Like,
Okay.
It seems like
It's $325.
But as a cap, like I know people who dropped $550 to buy every Hearthstone card within like a week of it going into alpha, like literally.
I would contend that those people have
Made a huge mistake.
Yes.
Well, I mean, I'm not arguing that they haven't made a huge mistake. I just so it's in response to that Blizzard is like, hey, whoa, let's not go spending all our money right now while it's in technical alpha. So that seems like not necessarily a bad move on Blizzard's part, even though
the fact that there are $300+ worth of sellable items at the early stage of an alpha is actually the part of it that makes me frustrated.
Here's my question. You have to buy heroes, right? And this is alpha for testing. And assumedly you have to test heroes.
You get a rotating cast of 5 to 6 free.
Yeah, you get 6, and then I think you get another one at some experience level. They give you a free one, another one, a 7th one. And then you also slowly make in-game money. They have like a daily quest thing like they do in Hearthstone, and you get some gold.
But people could drop cash and play these heroes that you get at higher levels free at lower level, right? So you still need to test that. So this moves beyond buy the game and then you get into beta and test for us. People are spending $325 to QA for Blizzard.
Yep.
Yeah, they are.
I mean, you get to keep the stuff you buy, so it's not as bad as some of these situations. I think it's not as bad as the Arcade $150 Founders Pack to me, but it's pretty bad.
I don't know. I mean, I know what you're saying. I just that doesn't seem like a Blizzard problem. That seems like an insane people spending all their money problem.
It's a problem because this is not games that cost $400 or $300 essentially for all of the things in the game are kind of ridiculous and in a lot of ways exploitative to me.
But like every game has at least $300 worth of stuff in.
Every game?
But not in alpha.
Every MOBA. You could say every MOBA, and there's another reason I don't play a lot of MOBAs.
I don't know. There's $300 worth of stuff on any MMO with a cash shop easily. There's at least $300. I mean, if not more, for WoW and mounts and pets.
I don't like cash shops in WoW either.
But it's not an alpha.
Right, which is a fair point. Definitely.
There's an entire career path that they're completely bypassing and using as a revenue stream.
Yes.
That's at the very least unethical.
I mean, I think the fact that they have recognized that people are willing to spend lots of money in early alphas should raise red flags about the nature of the game that they're making.
Really?
Yes.
Why? It's too fun. It's too fun!
It's not fun. Like, spending money is fun, I guess, is what you're saying? But
people are enjoying their game so much that they're like, oh my god, I need that Tyrael. Tyrael, is that the Diablo guy?
Tyrael is the Diablo angel. Yes.
Yeah, I need that Tyrael skin. I need to play Tyrael right now. He's my fave. Oh my god.
It doesn't change the way the skins themselves are like $10.
Right, but if
So
they're
it's
like,
$10,
I want to play Tyrael.
It's
I love
$10 to
Tyrael.
unlock the character, and another $10 to make him look different, and another $10 to make him look a third way different.
Not an alpha.
In alpha.
I can't. No, that's what I'm saying. This should not be occurring in alpha. It's.
I generally agree with you, Arrow, that in alpha this is pretty ludicrous, but I think on the whole, I don't know, I'm not seeing a big problem with it.
It's pretty
Maybe I'm
ludicrous.
just used to cash shops now.
Well, don't be used to cash shops. Think of them objectively and how they're terrible.
But that's not that bad. I don't
Are you
think
going to spend
alpha
$300 to play?
In
No,
alpha.
I wouldn't do it. Are you crazy? No way. I wouldn't spend $150 to play Arcade. There's no way I'd spend $300 whatever to get all the characters. And
I mean, I've spent more than $300 on Warcraft over 10 years or whatever, and that's, I find that to be different, and I don't know why, but I definitely do. And I think it's because a subscription fee carries some additional benefit in my mind. I don't know. I mean,
You weren't paying a subscription fee to alpha test the game either.
it's hard to say. At various times I've felt that way.
I think I agree that the whole alpha thing is it's being pushed more and more, and I'm not a big fan of paid alphas and all that stuff. But cash ups in general, I don't know. What? I mean, I've bought mounts. I've bought mounts and pets, and WoW. I've bought stun glasses and Terra. They're awesome. I regret nothing. So I don't know.
I mean, I have to.
So what's the difference between that and buying a skin in Heroes of the Storm if we remove the alpha thing?
Oh, if we remove the alpha thing, I have no problem.
I have a problem because when they put that number of what the cash shop costs all together right in front of you, it's really fucking expensive.
But they're saying don't spend that.
No, they're saying you can only spend this. That is totally different than don't spend that.
That's true. That does give it a creepy kind of you have to carefully pick what to buy feeling.
Yeah. I mean, it makes me feel like they're expecting people to pay, to want to buy everything and to spend $350. But they can't spend $350. They can only spend $325 because Blizzard knows best. And that is the limit for alpha.
Wait. Okay, so wait, you're complaining that there is a cash shop in alpha and also that people can't spend more than $325 on it.
No, I'm saying that the messaging of you can only spend $325 spins it in a way that makes you think about it differently. I also think that it's, like I said, part of it is that it's the entirety of the cash shop clumped together as one. Putting that number in front of you is scary, and if you did that for the WoW cash shop, it would also be scary.
That's true. I don't want to know how many 99-cent songs I've got from iTunes all at once. I don't want to know that.
Sure, yeah, no, I can totally take that. It's like looking at Played and Warcraft. And
Well, so the thing to me is, I think if you spent that $300, I don't think you would get everything. Like, there's more than that.
Yeah, that concerns me a little.
I mean, that's a lot of money to drop. That's a lot of money to be able to drop on a game. I mean, like, I just remember, I constantly say this, I remember when I could buy a game, I bought the box, and I got the whole game. And I could play with my friends or I could play with other people. And I can't do that anymore without spending either a subscription fee or microtransaction fees or some other bullshit or, like, buy the DLC every couple of weeks. And
no, but you can play Heroes of the Storm without spending a dime, right?
I cannot play the entire game of Heroes of the Storm. Absolutely not, because I can't play all of the heroes.
But you get like a selection of like 5 to 7
I get like
heroes.
5 heroes out of 30, which may or may not be relevant to the general metagame that is current.
Okay. I'm gonna go with okay.
I mean, it's hypocritical in a lot of ways because I play Magic, and Magic's metagame shifts absolutely week to week. And when you price out a deck as if you were buying in, the whole deck at a time, it's the same thing. It's a couple $100 for a standard deck or more, and it's a problem there too. It's the thing I don't like about Magic, honestly.
Why I stopped playing.
Right. That's why a lot of people stop playing.
Yeah.
I
don't know. So you get the game for free, so you spend $30 on it buying like 3 heroes that you particularly like.
Why can't I spend $30 and get all the heroes? I mean, when Smite came out, Smite was like, okay, we're gonna do microtransactions for heroes, and then Smite said, well, if you pay us $50 right now, like at the beginning of the game, and I think it was well before launch, since it launched like 2 years after people started playing that game, but. At some point, they had a package that was $50 for all of the heroes that would ever be released. Right now, in beta, there's a starter pack that's $40, discounted from $100 because there's no price anchoring going on there. $40, you get I think 6 heroes, 3 skins, and a special sparkle unicorn rainbow mount.
I hear that rainbow mount's awesome, by the way.
It does look pretty amazing. I'm not gonna lie. And there's little stars and hearts floating around it. I'm not, what do you want? Like, that's awesome. But it still doesn't give me access to all the heroes. If I wanted to go through and buy all of the heroes, I'm probably looking at a couple $100. And I didn't add it up, and I should have, because I wanted to bitch about it, but I didn't. It's a lot of money to get all the heroes, and then every time they add a new hero, you have to buy it. I mean, or maybe use coins, and I don't know exactly what the rate for collecting coins for playing the game at a reasonable pace is yet. I don't have a good feel for that. I will probably play it over the next week a little bit to figure that out, but I don't know. It concerns me that I can't play it. Whereas Dota 2 you can just pick up the game and play all of the heroes from the beginning, and League of Legends doesn't let you. I think Heroes of New Earth doesn't let you, and neither does Heroes of the Storm. So that sucks. That's what I've been playing.
All right. Era, what have you been playing?
I have been playing Child of Light is the game that I've been playing on my own. And it is so spectacularly beautiful, it makes my heart hurt. It's stunning. Absolutely stunning.
Aesthetically?
Tell you what's actually going on in the story, but it doesn't really matter. I'm trying to go slow with it because I want to... I mean, the backgrounds are that good. And the animation is that amazing.
There's some pretty good exploration with that game, too. I'm really impressed with, they really reward you for going through every nook and cranny and up in the sky and down below, and you can find all kinds of stuff.
And it's so beautiful. It's
just aesthetically pretty? How's the gameplay?
The gameplay it's a platformer, kind of. Combat feels kind of like a classic JRPG, which is on purpose. That's what they were going for, where you've got timing bars for you and your cohorts, and there's a secondary cursor that's kind of like a Navi who doesn't suck, and you can use him in combat to speed up or slow down your opponents. Because if you hit them when they're in their little casting bar, then you interrupt them, and it's pretty sweet. Other than that, it's a platformer. Kind of like, I'm trying to think of an old school game that this feels like, sort of like Ellyndrial, which it's kind of obscure. No one's ever played it. It's hard to find that to describe the mix of platforming action with tactical combat. That doesn't happen often. But there's, I don't want to say jumpy puzzles because she can fly. But yeah, there's traps, and you can avoid enemies by going over or around or through them. and when you hit them, there's combat. So
Oh, cool. So it's like was Final Fantasy VII Overland like that, where the enemies were on the battlefield and you could avoid them if you wanted and didn't have to?
I think it wasn't until 9 that you could actually see them.
Okay.
Saga Frontier, you could see them.
Didn't play that one either.
But no one has ever played Saga Frontier because it was terrible.
Is it like Paper Mario RPG, or was that the one? What was the Mario RPG? That one was really good.
Yeah, Paper Mario.
Yeah, that one was super good. I'm excited to play Child of Light. I haven't played it yet. I haven't bought it yet either because my backlog is crazy.
It's really fun. One of the neat
things we're skipping the backlog for.
It is, yeah. I put it to the front of my back. One of the interesting things, I don't know if this is intentional, but if you plug in a controller and play it with a controller, another person can control your lightning bug companion with the mouse.
The good Navi.
Yes, the good Navi. And can fly around independently and stun enemies or open up treasure chests or whatever. So it's not completely two-player, but it's a little more cooperative, particularly because the JRPG combat is not, as always, not the most interesting thing to watch. So if you're playing in the living room, it's kind of a little more involved with your person who's watching. So that was kind of fun.
Is it better at that than this? Oh God. The Wii game, I'm having trouble. The Wii Mario game where the other person just points the little thing around and collects all the stars.
It's more interactive than that. It is exactly the right kind of interaction for my kid.
Cool.
But
yeah, that'd be really good for that. Like following. Yeah, okay, that's actually really cool.
And they're actually helping, which is good too.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can, supply health or whatnot at crucial moments.
So what does the art look like? I want to ask about the art itself, because I've not even seen the game really.
It's watercolor in motion. And there's some great depth of field and parallax effects.
Okay, so is it kind of like Bastion, maybe a little?
No, it is much floatier than Bastion.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, that's true.
Cool. Like I said, I'm super excited to play it. I just need to carve out a little hole in my backlog time here in between releases this summer.
Yeah, it's really fun. I'm really enjoying it. Cool. Well, you mentioned Bastion. That's on my list. I finished it last night in anticipation for Supergiant's Transistor, which is out on May 20th. So I finally sat down and finished Bastion. And, I mean, hello, this game came out at 2011, so I'm kind of behind the times. But, hey, it's really fun, you guys. It's very combat-oriented, and that's not usually my kind of game. But once you get the feel for it, the combat's actually pretty fun. You can roll around and reflect things, and it was just complicated enough without being too complicated. And I think I did the normal... without any of there's ways to sort of apply more difficulty for greater reward and whatnot, without any of that. The last couple of levels got pretty challenging. I started to die and have to redo them near the end, but it was generally pretty completable by me, and I'm not that good at combat-based games. So, but the story was great.
Yeah, that actually, to touch on the difficulty before you go on to the rest of it, that was one of my favorite parts about it. The first time I played it, and I also only played it within the last 6 months for the first time, so you're not alone in being well behind the times. But yeah, I just really liked that you could just kind of tune it, and then if it was getting hard at that level, you could just drop it down, and if it wasn't, then you could pop it up. And the basic level was. I didn't find it particularly uninteresting. I think it would have been completable by most people, which is good. And then still made you at least feel like you kind of had to pay attention. So that was great. And just popping those on in between levels was awesome, on and off. I definitely did.
And the variety of weapons was really nice, and so you could really find something that fit with your own groove.
What'd you end up using?
By the end, I was using the pike and the rifle.
Oh, the pike. Wow, hardcore.
I used the pike, too. The pike was good.
Oh, yeah, I couldn't do the slow attacks.
I like the hammer a lot too.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
at some point, I decided that I have because there's the one place where you can see all of the sort of achievements or unlocks for each weapon, and
Hmm.
I was like, oh sweet, I'm gonna use the bow. I haven't used the bow in a while. It seems fun. I'm gonna try and get get my bow to go through 4 guys or something, and then it was the last level, so it was long and there's no breaks, and I'm like, damn it, now I have to use the stupid bow on the final boss, and
See, I used the bow.
Yeah, I used the bow for most of the game as well until I got the rifle. The bow was nice because I could kite with it, and I
Yeah.
love kiting.
Yeah, well, I was using the rifle, and so I think I had the rifle and the bow or something, so it was very awkward to have lots of ranged, or I don't know. Maybe I used 2 things I wasn't familiar with, and it was just
Yeah, there were those moments where you got a new weapon in the level, and you're like, oh, now I'm gonna have to use this for the next half of the level until you've got the mortar, and I'm like, how do I make this work?
oh, the mortar was fun, but yeah, I don't think I would actually want to use it on a level.
No.
No, the mortar was pretty much only good for the little side mission things.
Yeah, the mortar challenge thing was fun. Did you do the weapon challenges?
I did all the weapon challenges, just once, with a mostly silver, I think, for them. So, yeah, no, but it was a fun game, and, there was a lot of content I could have gone back and done again if I was a 100% type. So, it was very impressive. Really high.
Oh, pardon me.
Bless you. Really well put together. Obviously, people have already written great, huge essays about the music and the voiceover and all that stuff, but yeah, it was a lot of fun. So I'm really looking forward to Transistor when it comes out.
Yeah, I don't know nearly enough about Transistor to really talk about it, but I'm excited for whatever their next game is, and it's Transistor, so there you go.
From what I hear, it's very similar to Bastion.
Okay,
So
that's cool.
Platformers are my first love, so really anything they can do is awesome.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Ellie, what else you been playing?
You skipped Arrow. Oh, no, you didn't skip Arrow.
Oh, I didn't skip Arrow.
Okay, so I mentioned that I've been sort of squeezing things in between MMO releases, and I started playing Elder Scrolls Online and haven't really talked about it on the podcast. I started playing as sort of background research for an interview I did with Paul Sage, their creative director, a couple weeks ago, and really enjoyed the game. I'm finding it to be a lot more in depth, I guess I would say, a lot more sort of role-playing gamey, but still with the backdrop of an MMO, and that's awesome if you want something with the backdrop of an MMO that has a bit of a RPG vibe, like a classic RPG vibe. I can understand why people didn't necessarily like it if they're coming the opposite way, if they're expecting to play some glorious open world, free-form everything game and with their friends. This is not really the same as having not played the other Bethesda games. I'm going to compare it to, say, playing Mass Effect and trying to play Mass Effect with my friends. That is or Dragon Age. Those are experiences I always wanted to have, and I felt like for a while in Star Wars Old Republic I got it, and until I had issues with that game, and this is sort of similar. This has a similar feeling. Even just the fact that you can go and open up all the boxes, every crate and every barrel in town has some fish in it or some hops or something, and then you make some ale with it. I really enjoyed that, and I also really like the way that the classes are built, where you basically start with one of 4 base classes, and you get sort of 3 lines for that, and then a line for your race, and then everybody gets the same armor lines, and everybody can use all the weapons, and the weapons themselves give you skills, and you just sort of use it, and then that's how you get ranks with it and put points and can sort of build your own thing. So the only issue is that I can't decide if I want to use a bow or a 2-handed weapon with my sorcerer. It's hard.
How's the difficulty, the combat difficulty?
It's hard. I die all the time. Yeah, and I don't know if it's an issue of me being shitty or me not having built properly necessarily at the moment. I definitely want to have. If I had another person with me, I think it would be a lot better. But I don't know. I mean, so far I like it. There's a limited action set is like 5 buttons at once that you can use basically, and I think that makes you make trade-offs that are interesting. I have part of the reason I've been using the two-handed sword is that I have a thing where I can like hit 3 guys and it gives me a little shield, personal shield for however much damage I hit for or something like that, and that seemed to help me live longer. I've seen some weird things with the armor. Like counterintuitively, I feel like I live longer when I'm wearing lighter armor than heavy armor. And I don't know why, and Liore just made a squinty eye face, and I missed it with the camera. So I think it just has to do with like stats or dodging or something. I'm not really sure. But it's hard. Yeah, I die a lot. And I feel like sometimes I die and don't feel like I can control it or don't actually have a way out of it, and that kind of sucks, but I'm okay with it being hard. I really am.
What level are you at?
Like 12 or 14, something like that.
Okay, so still low level.
Yeah, and I put like 20 or 25 hours into it, maybe. So it's kind of slow, actually, too. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's some slow leveling.
Yeah, but I appreciate it. It's nice. It makes me feel like my character matters. Also, I am somehow enjoying the cat people way more than I should, and I think it's that they have sweet Russian accents.
Sweet Russian accents are pretty impressive.
Yeah.
That's true. That can make up for a lot.
Yeah, it really can. Like a lot, like their tails and weird cat faces.
It makes up for the fact that they're cats.
Yep.
Nice. So it's $60 and then $15.
Yeah, it's a real box and a full like WoW sized sub, which is a lot of money, and I don't know how many more months I will sub for because of that and the fact that I don't know that many people playing. If I knew a couple other people playing, I think it would be willing to keep paying for it.
There's a couple guilds going on there that people.
There's lots of guilds, and you can be in 5 guilds at once, which is cool. They're kind of glorified chat circles. Circles is the wrong word. Circles is what WildStar calls their guilds, and I think you can also be in multiples there, or at least multiple circles and guilds. I don't know. Their social.
I think it's multiple circles and 1 guild.
Okay, fair enough. This lets you be in 5 at once. You have to be in a guild to sort of trade. There's no auction house. So a lot of people join a like trade guild, and then that's where you buy and sell all your stuff. And then a social guild, and like you could be in like a raiding guild or whatever. And the guilds are all cross-faction, which is nice too, because they for some reason have to have factions, which sucks.
Yeah, actually, as I recall, there's a lot of pushback on that when they announced that there would be factions. So that's good that they're cross-faction.
Yep. So I can at least talk to all of my friends or all the people I know that are playing it without, not being a cat person or whatever I want to do. I'm not a cat person. I'm an elf, which is also whatever. I'm an elf. Woo.
I'm not sure that's much of an upgrade.
It's totally not. I hate elves. But at least I'm not like the high elf. I'm not the fancy pants elf. I'm a wood elf who gets shit on by the high elves, so it works out okay.
Oh yeah, no, fancy elves are like the peak.
They're the worst. Oh my god, they're the worst. I hate fancy elves.
Yeah, I agree. I'm down with fancy elves. So it sounds like overall you're enjoying the game.
I am, and I would totally recommend it, especially if you have a couple people to play with to start out, because I think that would make it a lot more fun. The open dungeon thing is kind of interesting. There's a bunch of issues with phasing right now, and I know they're working really hard to make it so you can see your friends and your party members, even if you're on a slightly different quest. So hopefully they get that sorted.
Wait, that's a problem now? You can't see your party members if you're on a different quest?
Yeah, if you're like in a different part of the quest, everything is phased essentially. So you
Uh,
remember the WoW Lich King thing where like, hey, I need help with this quest, and like nobody can help you because they're like have killed the thing or like one step ahead or behind you, or in this case made a different decision in some cases. Um, they're working on it. We specifically talked to them about it, and they were like, yeah, we know. So
yeah. By the way, you can find that interview on mmorpg.com.
nice.
Thanks.
I found out it's really interesting. It uses actually one of the same engines that Star Wars Old Republic uses. So I don't really know what for. I just recognize it because it's a company that I knew early on, way back when. So that's cool.
All right, Arrow, what else have you been playing?
I have been tinkering around with the open beta for WildStar, trying to figure out what I'm going to do when it launches, because boy, is it pretty.
It is pretty.
The double jump is so fun. I don't know why that's so satisfying to me, but the double jump is just, it makes everything awesome.
Because we're so used to jumping and just barely missing getting on whatever thing we wanted to get on, and now you can do it. That's what it is for me. When I'm trying to
I love the double jumping.
It's fun.
And
I like sprinting too. Sprinting's really fun.
I can't believe that I like the Auron as much as I do. But their animations are great. Like when they run, they don't look like humans. They look like they're running like bipedal animals. It's awesome. They leap like deer.
Straight up, I'm fairly certain I'm going to be playing an Auron at this
Are
point.
you really?
Yeah.
Me too.
I went back and I'm not convinced I'm not going to play an Auron also.
We're going to be the all Auron guild.
Well, I made one with I made a male Auron who had the hair, the flower child hair that's like huge, super long dreadlocks. You can't see his face, and then there's like a flower and a really grumpy mouth on him. He's like, why the fuck am I dressed like this? And it's amazing.
That sounds great. Yeah, there's just something charming and goofy about the Auron. I've come to, the very first time I saw them, I'm like, oh my god, bunny girl race. Oh god, no, please. And now here I am, 6 months later, being like, I'm totally playing an Auron.
The ears are weird, though.
I really like the dragonfly ears because if you've got your graphics settings high enough, they're actually transparent.
Oh, that's cool.
Right?
Sounds like I'm buying a new graphics card for the launch.
I haven't figured out what class I want to be. I think probably medic, but I don't know.
Yeah, everything has been fun. I really like the telegraphing.
Yeah, me too.
And
I'm glad you guys can play it so that we could talk about it a little bit more. It was really hard when I wasn't supposed to talk about it for a long time.
I know. We just mentioned WildStar, and you just make tortured looks at the game.
Wasn't quite that bad.
It's almost time though. It's I guess Head starts May 31st.
I think it's June 1st, or is it May 31st?
Yeah, name reservation starts on the 13th, and I still don't know how I feel about that.
So the name reservation is interesting because the last I heard actually is that you're going to be able to pick a name and it's not server tied. It will be unique to your email address across all servers for the first 90 days. That was the rumor that I heard, which is cool if you want a name and don't know which server you want to play on. I also saw somewhere that they're trying to make sure that people can actually see the list of servers a lot more easily, since a lot of people logged into beta and didn't realize there was more than one server.
Yes, I know people. Yes, that was a big problem.
So, yeah.
Huh.
I don't know. Are you guys going to reserve a name?
I don't know. I haven't decided.
I probably will. I get the option, so I might as well take it, right? Even if I don't use it.
Yeah, I'm just going to reserve Liore. I may not actually play a character named Liore, but I'm just going to grab it anyway.
I should find out how many characters you can have on an account, and then just reserve whatever name I want across every server, so that nobody can have it ever.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, I was all excited for WildStar, like 6 months, 8 months ago, and then kind of a little less excited. And now that we're actually, like, it's here, it's actually going to happen, I find myself getting more and more excited for it.
I feel like your excitement waned as your access to ArcAge Alpha waxed. Other way?
Whoa, look. ArcAge is a hell of a game, and but it's also a hell of a game that's not going to be out until like October. So I will find room in my heart for other MMOs. No, I think it's just and I haven't played a lot of beta purposefully to not burn myself out. I log in and double jump because it's awesome just to get log for the boom
Raiden
boxes.
costume. I want the Raiden costume.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I log in almost every day for that and literally double jump and log off. But so I haven't played a lot of it. I think it's just I don't know. It is partially next to ArcAge, which is sort of new and shiny. But I think it's going to be good. I think WildStar is going to be good, and I think more importantly, the people that we play with will be there, and that will be good. So
I give it at least a month.
You're being generous. I was going with 3 weeks, but that's cool.
You guys are such cynics, man. Cynics.
So the other thing is we decided that we're going to play on Exiles, I think, right? And I'm not... I think it's going to be about maybe 2 weeks before there's oh shit, I really like this Dominion race. The Chua.
I was going to say, by this Dominion race, I mean Chua, because that is the only good thing there.
That's my beta character. That actually was my very first beta character, was a Chua, and basically all of my beta characters after that were Chua, because what the hell?
Yeah, no, if you play Dominion and a Dominion side and you're not a Chua, what the hell are you doing?
You could be like a weird demon dude.
No, Chua. That's it. That's all there is on Dominion side.
Yeah, my Chua, like you, I log on and my Chua like jumps on his hoverboard and I like, skate park and double jump around the whatever town I'm in and then log off. Right now.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's been a while since we've had a new MMO out, and I think it'll be interesting to see how it does.
It's been a while since we've had a new MMO that people actually were going to buy and play.
That's true. Yeah. I mean, Tor, and that was 2010, so it's been a long time. Oh, I guess Guild Wars 2. People were excited for that.
That was like the same time, right?
Yeah, that was about the same time. So, yeah, so it's been a
Nobody played
while.
Elder Scrolls.
Nobody played Elder Scrolls. No, I know. To be fair to Elder Scrolls, the people I know who like it really, really like it.
Yeah.
So clearly they've got something going on there.
Yep. Absolutely.
So that's good. Another game I've been playing is actually just a little indie game that I heard about on the Crate and Crowbar podcast, and it's called Limb Repair Station.
Oh, you bought that. Awesome.
It's free, so even better. And it's basically the guy who wrote it was during a game jam, and he said it's a combination of System Shock and Papers, Please. And it's somewhat similar to Papers, Please in that you have to sort of look at a manual and whatnot, and you get cyber hands, and you have to repair cyber hands. And the cyber hands will come in, and it'll be like, I need you to arm my cyber hand with pistols in all the fingers because I am embarking on a life of crime. And you're like, okay, you do that. Or I'm coming to be like, I am giving up my life of crime. Please disarm all my transmitters in my cyber hand. And you're like, okay, blah, blah, blah. It's very, very, very short. It's we'll put a link in the show notes. It's free. It's browser-based. You play around in like 15 minutes or so. But there's a radio that you can turn on sweet, sort of like Hotline Miami style music while you adjust cyber hands. And
nice.
It's really fun. I'm hoping the fellow who made it expands this into a larger game because I love that kind of, I want to say procedural, but that's not quite right, but sort of, you look at the manual and you make the changes and you make sure you've got everything, just like Papers, Please. I love that kind of stuff. So it's really, really fun.
That sounds pretty sweet to me.
Yes, it is. You gotta match up the skin tone, and I'm like, what kind of resistor do you want in your cyber hand? And oh man,
I think Cyberhand Resistors would be an excellent band name.
That is an excellent band name.
Hang on. I'm going to go put it into Google right now.
Seriously?
We are the Cyberhead Resistors!
No. I just wanted the typing sound. What do you buy that URL?
That's it's pretty fun, and if you like PC games, do check out the Crate and Crowbar podcast where I heard this from. It's a bunch of UK dudes who write for like Rock Paper Shotgun and the PC Gamer UK, and they talk a lot about indie games. So it's a good source for this kind of weird little browser-based.
Don't give away our trade secrets.
Sorry, ignore everything I just said. Don't listen to that podcast. It's terrible, just terrible. Anyway, so I was playing some of that. That was really fun. You got anything else on your list, Ellie?
I do, actually. I bought Trials Fusion. Trials is a series of games from Red Links, and it's been published by Ubisoft recently, the last few. I bought one a few years ago on Xbox and really enjoyed it. And Fusion is like, I don't know what the hell they did. They like sort of tried to make it like in the future, I guess. I don't really understand, but it's basically just it's a motorcycle physics game. They've tried to sort of make it fairly realistic physics, I guess. It's unclear. I found it really disappointing compared to the other Trials games. It was like $20, which is the right price for those games. It's the normal price. But this one has another $20 you can pay for the season pass for DLC. So hooray! But yeah, just in general, I don't find the tracks to be really varied enough at the moment, and I don't find them to be as fun as previous Trials games for whatever reason. So it's a little disappointing. I did play through all of the levels already. It's that game's like really about beating your friends on the scoreboard list anyway. So without a lot of random Uplay friends, I guess you have to have. Yeah, that was the right face. Without a bunch of Uplay friends, I just it's. The staying power will probably be like if I have 5 minutes in between doing something and want to like dick around, then maybe it's fine. Maybe I'd rather play something else. I don't know. I've played like Dirt and Grid and some random racing games recently, and I think those are more fun to me than this particular instance of Trials. Unfortunately, because I really like Trials in general. Maybe I'll come back to it later.
You need Uplay to play Child of Light, and it's a pain in the ass. Why? Why do you make us do? Not only that, but you get points. Like you play points while you play Child of Light that you use to buy in-game gear, and I don't know why.
Oh, you can buy in-game gear with it? Usually,
yes.
That's really weird. For like, let's see, Hero 6 and all of the Assassin's Creed games, it's like you get wallpaper.
No, you can buy what is it? Child like Onyxes? Is that the?
Or wow. Or any gem, really, because you make the little... I do like that the little upgrade gems are unmakeable. What's the word I want? You know what I mean?
Disenchantable?
And it's not that, like, you combine gems to make other gems, and then you're not stuck with them, which is nice.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's nice.
Oh, okay. I didn't even know that. That's
transmutable? Transmutable?
Yeah.
Right.
I don't
know. Like
once
you equip them, you can take them out without a penalty.
Yeah, that's cool. I like. Sorry to go back to Child of Light chat, but I like that whole system in general. Rather than picking up gear as you go, I like the gems.
So there's a cash shop in Child of Light, right?
No, there's DLC.
Yeah.
Okay.
But some of the DLC is like gem power-ups.
God damn it! So it's a cash shop.
And then you can get bundles of gems with your Uplay points.
Can you also buy the same DLC more than once?
I don't think so.
What?
Because then it would be a cash shop.
And you can get like, different skins for Aurora and that kind of thing.
Cash shop. Arrow, have you been playing more vampires?
I always play vampires. I play vampires in really boring meetings where I pretend that I am testing things with my phone.
That's awesome.
And it's pretty great. They don't. It gets a little hard because there's a point where you have to do a frantic tap.
Yeah.
Because the more times you tap, you get a harder attack.
Yep.
So I have to kind of wait on that part. Yeah, and I've been picking up a bunch of little games here and there, sort of backlogging, but not really because I don't want to get tied down to that because I would fail.
Phone games or
regular backlog, Steam games.
Oh, cool.
I'm thinking I'm going to pick Dragon Age up again in preparation for Inquisition, so I have a nice new Warden save to take through. A Warden / hero.
Obviously.
Yeah, I really like, as much as I bitch about 2 because it's terrible, I do like that they didn't go the Mass Effect way where you're playing the same Shepard through all 3 games. You're playing 3 different characters with 3 very different outlooks and 3 very different aspects of the world. I think
like,
that's really clever, and I like that a lot.
It makes it more about the world than about the character.
Right.
And that's I thought that was the best part about Dragon Age World, was that it felt like a sort of complete world, and the Mass Effect Galaxy didn't really. I don't know. I mean, it kind of did, but it had.
I think Mass Effect is a lot more about Shepard specifically.
Yeah.
It never felt like with Dragon Age, it feels like when you turn off the game, that world is still going. Stuff is still happening.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Whereas in Mass Effect, oh my god, if you're not logged in, if you're not playing the game, Shepard's not there, everyone is going to die.
Right.
Nothing can work if Shepard is not there to make sure it works.
And probably, yeah, unless you're like logged into the iPhone game playing their bullshit Farmville thing to try and get your readiness up. In Mass Effect 3.
That you can do
that. They took that out.
Oh, they did. They didn't take it. They took it completely out. I thought they didn't take it completely out. It just didn't matter anymore.
Well, okay. I mean, so it's virtually out.
Okay.
It doesn't matter anymore. So who cares?
I still want to bitch about it because it sucked. That was totally the worst thing, and I don't know why I chose that as opposed to like playing multiplayer, which I actually heard was fun, or there was some sort of weird iPhone shooter thing that you could also play to get your readiness up. But I went with the shitty Farmville thing, and it was terrible.
Mass Effect multiplayer was legit fun. It was actually fun.
It's what I heard, and I never turned it on because I was angry that they made it.
Okay, all right.
You randomly angry about something completely trivial? I'm shocked. I may have a heart attack and die of that surprise.
Honestly, I just didn't want to get spoilers, and people in those kinds of games, especially early on, are really shitty about that.
Okay, yeah, that's a good point.
That was the main reason I never got into it.
Early on, people are shitty about that.
That's true.
Period. Everywhere.
That's fair.
Vajra's playing Mass Effect 2 for the first time right now, and I'm having the hardest time, not backseat space driving. So, who's on your team? So, romancing? So, you've gone to this planet? I'm trying really hard to not, because, of course, I'm, the Mass Effect, super fan. But it's been a lot of fun to kind of experience it, new with somebody, and they go through and they're like, I don't like this race, and blah, blah, blah. And, yeah.
Did he play the first game?
No, this is his first Mass Effect experience.
Are you going to warn him about picking up the IFF?
Don't warn him about anything.
No, warn him about picking up the IFF because that will ruin your game.
Wait, the what?
Yeah, wait, the thing that triggers the...
Yes.
I'll ask him if he wants to know. That's actually the first and only thing I do in these games is look up where is that point that I can't progress, can't go any further. Or
just tell him to do it last. It's not even a spoiler. Just say make sure you do everything else first.
Oh, the thing that makes you go to There's every one of those games has that thing that's like, now you're going to the end.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I might warn him about that, but otherwise I've gone totally spoiler free, and as difficult as it is. But yeah, it is fun, kind of seeing how someone experiences it the first time. He's like, I found a Koopa, and I'm like, I think that's a Krogan. I'm not sure. No.
I'm curious how he's finding it without having played the first one.
Well, I don't know exactly. He's asked me a couple of questions about the lore, which I have cheerfully. Oh, thank you for asking me about Mass Effect lore. Please have a pillow. So yeah, I have filled him in a little bit on what's happened before, but so far he doesn't seem to have too many questions about it. So.
Did he run through the save generator first, or did you just make him go in blind?
No, he went in blind.
That's good. You should do that because
I
think
the Arachnid Queen's dead though.
Sorry?
When you go in blind, it's set up as...
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Did it come up in the second game? I guess it
comes up in the third.
It comes up in the third game, yeah.
And there are some things that come up in the second game, like the thing with the mind-eating ancient plant.
Oh, yeah.
It starts with a TH. I can't remember what it's called. Yeah,
Actually,
that's a big deal. She actually gives you
me.
quests and things.
I just finished Mass Effect 1, so now I should start Mass Effect 2 again with my new save.
God.
Excellent. Are you like full on Garrusing here?
Well, you can't romance Garrus in Mass Effect 1. Whatever, BioWare, so no. I was
as I understand it, they thought no one would be interested.
I know. Garrus and Tali both are like, who's going to want to do a romance line with an alien? And as it turns out, all of us.
Yeah. Literally everyone.
Well,
yeah.
That's what they get when that's their best written character.
Well, and also you're in a world with humanoid aliens. How could you not want to?
Right.
Also, Brandon Keener has a really sexy voice.
Mass Effect 1, I romanced Liara because that was the best of the options. And I killed Kaiden. I killed him so hard. Oh.
And Jiminy Cricket. Don't kill Jiminy Cricket.
That's why I can't watch the show.
I was so happy because having done 2 and 3 without doing 1, he was always around. So now I'm excited to have.
Oh, you'd never played 1 before either?
No, this is my first time finishing 1.
Oh man.
So now I get good old racist Ashley.
Did you not get Ashley then in the first game? Or in the first time through Mass Effect 2?
No, default you get Kaiden.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's weird because default you get I think it's default you get whichever one
is the opposite
gender of your shepherd.
Oh, that makes sense.
Were you like had you been in a romance with them?
You may want to check and make sure that default doesn't give you a dead Rex.
That's not good. We don't want a dead Rex.
I didn't even know that was a possibility. All my people
got that
worked out okay.
Yeah, when there's the showdown with the Solarians.
Oh, yeah.
When either Caden or Ashley dies.
Yeah.
Oh.
He can actually die there.
No way.
Yeah.
Wow.
And why would you want to do that? He's so great.
That's awesome.
Keeping all Krogans alive, Rex and Grunt, they must be alive at all times. That's the way it works.
I kind of want to go back and have Garrus be around because he was totally not around in Mass Effect 1 or really 2 for me.
He says he's got some of the greatest elevator dialogue in 1. Because he bitches about the Citadel all the time. Because he's an angry cop.
I think I had Tali and Liara with me most of the time.
Oh, yeah, okay. See, I didn't bring Tali with me at all, but I brought Liara and Garrus with me most of the time. And
Tali was awesome.
Rex occasionally.
Tali was the best.
Really?
Yeah, Tali was my favorite.
I think I just, because Tali's such a fanboy character, I sort of naturally, it's not her fault, but...
It's not her fault, and it's totally fair that, yeah.
And also, they're all wrong about her. The things that they like about her are not actually there.
Every time I talk to her character in Mass Effect, I think about that BioWare post where someone broke down like the chemical compound of her sweat.
Jesus Christ! I just liked her character and liked her accent and her backstory. And
oh sure, Ellie, sure.
We've come up with accent again, and it's fine.
That's true. It is an accent.
It happens.
All right, you guys. It's been an hour, so we're done talking now.
Wait, did everybody get 3 games in?
Yes.
That's like sweet symmetry right there.
Go us.
Good job.
Go us. So you can find us online at leoreblog.com. Click on where are we? Who are we? Cat Context Podcast in the menu. I'm not even drunk this week, you guys.
Not as drunk.
Not as drunk. You can also find my postings there, and I post about all kinds of crazy stuff. You can find Ellyndrial at thatangrydwarf.com. You can find Arolaide at dragonsworn.net, and we're also all on Twitter, so you can follow us to varying degrees. Ellie's kind of on Twitter.
Did what now? Did you just make shit about me on Twitter?
What were you not paying attention? Were you playing vampires?
What the hell?
I copped or something when she said whatever I was on Twitter. I think she said private. If that's true, then I am private on Twitter, but I am happy to entertain follower requests.
You should stop being private on Twitter because it makes it hard to retweet you.
Does it?
Yeah. I can't just retweet. I have to like special edit to retweet anything.
Oh, that sucks.
I know.
Sorry.
Anyway, you can find us all in all those places, and that's it. Thanks for listening. We have to go play more games now.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we do.
Child of Light.
Yeah, come on, quick. We got to play all the games for the next 3 weeks before WildStar starts.
I want to play the South Park game too.
Okay, we're done talking about games now.
Oh yeah, we're done.
Save it for next
Goodbye.
time.
Goodbye, everybody. Thanks for listening. Bye.
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 I